Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Data Dispatch. I hope you guys have all had a wonderful day. It's sure been a crazy one as we've had the inauguration of the new president coming into the United States. It's going to be a crazy 4 years as today opened up with the signing of many executive orders. And we also see a big stock picker, Nancy Pelosi, coming out with some new stock picks from a transaction report. We're going to be going over that. And Palantir Technologies is starting to climb in the overnight trading along with some of the other big AI stocks that we'll be talking about here. The market, we could be seeing some bullishness going into the markets depending on what the reaction is going to be from the tariffs. We're seeing stock futures right now that are holding kind of steady due to an executive order about imposing tariffs on Mexico and Canada. So we'll be getting into the details. If you are a new or returning viewer, hit that like button, subscribe for daily videos, and of course, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm collecting all the data and dispatching it to you. Now, number one, let's talk about Palantir. Quickly, you can see Palantir at market close. This is Friday since it's MLK Day. Happy MLK Day to everybody. You have Palantir that closed at 71.77. Right now in the overnight hours, we see Palantir that is starting to climb at 73.47. Now, why this current administration that was just inaugurated has bullishness towards Palantir, a lot of people are talking about, is because of the close relations from the founder. We even have Palantir coming out saying here, congratulations to Trump and the Vice President Vance. The American people have built the greatest country in history, and Palantir is proud to continue to serve them, their institutions, and their leaders. On top of this kind of, I would say, close tie just due to the founders and the relationship, especially with the Vice President, you also have the Department of Governmental Efficiency that's going to be working on reducing the wasting costs. And what Palantir is kind of an outlier in that whole scenario due to the fact that they're working on bringing more AI solutions to the government sector. And we've been seeing this throughout the last 2 years. Palantir has really expanded this specific niche. So if these two things collide, if they continue to collaborate, I think Palantir will continue to see bullishness from a political perspective. Now, looking at Palantir, we do have earnings. It's going to be coming out here February 3rd post-market. That's just in a few short weeks, ladies and gentlemen. It'll be exciting to see what happens. A lot of anticipation will be building up with earnings, especially with these changes that we're going to be seeing on a political standard. But with earnings per share, a lot of controversy regarding the Soars, the stock-based compensation, on what's going to be happening with the actual earnings that's going to be reported. That's only going to be coming in time here. But what we're seeing, earnings per share revisions in the last 90 days, 13 in the bullish direction. Wall Street is really pricing Palantir to perfection. Can they keep up to the game? They have been historically, so we'll see if history will repeat itself. Now, let's get into breaking away from Palantir here. We'll see what happens to trading tomorrow. Will Palantir break out over to 74, possibly even 75? Now, Nancy Pelosi just bought $50,000 to $100,000 in call options for Tempus, ticker symbol TEM. And talking about that, it's unusual for her to invest in small cap stocks. So now everyone's really wondering what's special about it here on this X post. Talking about this thread, an extensive summary on what TEM is. I'm going to be talking about that because a lot of people are putting this on their radar right now. TEM is up over $7, about 20% in the overnight trading hours. So be careful at market open. There could be definitely a pullback, or it could continue to accelerate. Nonetheless, there's a lot of volatility that's behind it. But talking about what is Tempus, this is a great thread that breaks this down. Basically, it's a cutting-edge precision medicine company that was founded in 2015 that arose from a personal life story of the CEO's wife battling breast cancer, talking about how limited the role of technology was in the healthcare setting. And this is a booming market that Tempus is trying to get involved with regarding AI in healthcare. And the global AI and healthcare market is experiencing this unprecedented growth here. They say projecting to expand from $15 billion in 2024 to a staggering $164 billion by 2030, representing a compounded annual growth rate of 49%. So Tempus is really working to power healthcare and AI, and having the ability to accelerate, they say, predict, identify, and diagnose. And how they make money basically is by bringing highly integrated and scalable business models built on these different product lines into the healthcare solutions atmosphere, by bringing these different types of AI applications into the healthcare industry. Interconnected, they see here, talking about genomics, talking about data and services. There's many different avenues that Tempus can approach this. Let me know, do you guys want to? Because personally, I don't have a ton of knowledge on Tempus. I've seen them, of course, just looking at AI stocks, doing research, but I have not done a lot of research. Do you guys want to see a video, start covering some of this, seeing what Tempus is all about? And one thing that I do like, talking about insiders alignment, I do find that to be very important for a company, and looking at companies where the founder is still the CEO. I think that's a big part in a company's success and its initial expansion. That does remain the largest individual shareholder right here. He has the best interest. This alignment between the company's leadership is crucial for long-term success, and I can see that. Now, Tempus is trading a little bit of a high valuation. We see that. A lot of the AI stocks are. So take that with a grain of salt. I mean, just look at Palantir. We know Palantir has been at a high valuation. We saw a pullback into the 60s, popping back up in the 70s right here. So Tempus, do you guys want to see more videos on that? Talking about Pelosi. She files millions of dollars worth of stock transactions this morning right before the inauguration. Now, here is a summary of what she's done. Regarding her NVIDIA calls that she purchased last year that had a lot of investors' attention on what she's choosing to do with her actual stock trades, is that she exercised 50,000 shares via calls of NVIDIA and sold 10,000 shares. She bought shares right here. On top of that, for NVIDIA, if we go to this right here, you can see that she sold those 10,000 shares, exercised the $500 call options, but is now starting a new position and purchased 50 call options with a strike price of $80 with an expiration of basically a year from now. She usually does these year-long calls. Amazon and Google, she bought 50 call options each. You can see right here with an expiration date also of January 16th of next year. Apple selling shares of there, exercising some Palo Alto Network shares, and then of course talking about Vistra, which has been a big stock growing very fast like Palantir in the last year. She purchased 50 call options with a strike price of 50, and along with the Tempus, like we just talked about before, the 50 call options there with a strike price of 20, all having the same expiration date. A lot of eyeballs are looking at this. Nobody missed her. At basically, everybody's going to be copying these trades. A lot of copy trading bots out there too, which is why we're probably seeing Tempus here pushing over 20% in the overnight hours. We'll see what happens come market open. Regarding the general market, we don't know what's going to happen. You got S&P 500 futures that are flat, basically saying, considering the tariffs on Canada and Mexico. Now, talking about the 47th president here, futures turn lower with the tariff comments of the White House as he was signing these executive orders. He was thinking about 25% tariffs on Mexico and Canada on February 1st, it's just in a week or two, because of their border policies. And Trump also mentioned that China, some during this discussion with the press, but he did not specify any plans for the tariffs. And he also said that maybe the U.S. could put tariffs on China, so we don't know for sure regarding that. Talking about the whole TikTok deal, there's a lot of controversy and news going on around there. He was not ready to impose universal tariffs yet, though. So basically, Wall Street seeing these tariffs on Mexico and Canada a little bit disappointing. But nonetheless, I would agree with this quote here saying that asset prices in 2025, they're going to be significantly driven by the political directive, driven by the path of these new policies that are going to be coming in. Uncertainty is likely to persist and to be a future of the current presidency. I would agree with that. We don't know what the effect of these tariffs are going to have. If they're going to be good, if they're going to be bad, regarding the resiliency of the economy, inflation, a lot of big questions out there. It's going to take a little bit to see how these macroeconomic pieces of data are trending, but he seems to thrive in a world of ambiguity here, in which his political opponents he talks about here. One big thing, digging for oil. Dig, baby, dig. That's what he said. Look at those fossil fuel stocks. A lot of production could be coming back into here, which is going to be good for the economy going forward. Nonetheless, what are your guys' opinion on all the things that happened today? What's your opinion on Palantir, Tempus, these new purchases by Pelosi? And of course, where do you think the economy is headed? I hope you guys have a great day. It's going to be a crazy 4 years, but I'll be with you guys along the ride. Take care. Peace out. Have a great night. And see you tomorrow.